We now return to Lifetime's Intimate Portrait. By the early 90s, Jennie Garth was a star. Beverly Hills 90210 had made her one of the most recognizable young actresses in the world. But on the inside, Jennie was hurting. Her marriage was in trouble. She was overwhelmed by her character's popularity. And the on-set tension caused by Jennie's arch-rival Shannon Doherty was emotional and exhausting. After 4 seasons, Shannon changed zip codes and left 90210.
Shannon's character left, and we were all very excited about what the future would hold, and thought that it would be, you know, probably a better workplace, just solely because she was unhappy and she didn't want to be there, not because we hated her and we wanted her out. From my point of view, I was actually thinking, I hope she's happy now.
Shannon's departure left Jennie as the queen bee of 90210, so it was only natural that Jennie dished some attitude towards Shannon's replacement, Tiffany Thiessen, when she first arrived on the set.
Guess I'm late. How was the party? It wasn't. Where's Brandon? I don't know, and I don't care.
Give her attitude, you know, like, oh, this is my turn, you know? So ridiculous.
When you stayed in my room, you read my journal? Well, if you had a better selection of books, maybe I wouldn't have.
I think they were all a little standoffish at first, you know, because they'd had so many problems from before.
We had some problems like for a minute, and then I realized what I was doing and said, you know how I just treated you 5 minutes ago in that photo session? That will never happen again, and I hope that you'll forgive me and that we can be friends. And from that moment on, we've been what we are now, best friends. And it was a very big moment for me, like transitioning into probably a more of an adult way of dealing with things.
Life on the set was now much less stressful, but at home it was a different story. Jennie and Dan's marriage was in trouble.
I had to make some mistakes along the way to kind of discover who I was and the path that I wanted to take.
Jennie and Dan decided to separate, and Jennie felt more alone than ever. It was at that dark moment that she realized what was missing from her life, her family. So she moved her parents from Arizona to a ranch outside of Santa Barbara and vowed never to let her family be so far away again.
We bought a ranch where we have horses and goats and dogs and chickens and everything that we had. So I kind of recreated my childhood, and my parents were all for it, and they were great.
But while Jennie was grounding herself, her alter ego, Kelly Taylor, was spinning more and more out of control. By the time 90210 was entering its 7th season, Jennie was experiencing far more on camera than she was off camera.
Get out of here.
I think that I got to do a lot of things on TV that I would have never done in real life.
Every bad thing in the world that could happen to her is happening to her.
I was raped. I don't have an eating disorder. I'm pregnant.
Kelly started doing drugs.
Another bomb.
Are you kidding? I'm already flying.
She was addicted to diet pills and cocaine.
No, you're really a selfish bitch, you know that?
It was my money that bought it. That makes it my stash.
I did do some living through Kelly.
What do you think I am? Some sort of psychotic?
In 1996, during the Christmas hiatus of 90210, Jennie starred in a movie of the week called An Unfinished Affair. In addition to starring, Jennie was also the executive producer of the film, and it was her job to cast the actor that would play her lover.
And I was sent a tape of an actor that had come from New York, and his name was Peter Facinelli, and I thought he was perfect for the role.
I'm not really good at this, but if you want, maybe we could go out sometime.
Give me your hand.
Within days after meeting Peter on the set, Jennie knew she had cast the perfect love interest for herself in real life, too. It was Peter who showed Jennie how to stop being afraid and enjoy life again. Jennie's hermit phase was over.
The thing that attracted me most to Peter from the very beginning was his passion for everything. His passion for acting, his passion for life and for change and for growth.
She was just so alive and so crazy and so excited and happy, and I hadn't seen her like that for so long.
When Jennie got home from the set of An Unfinished Affair, She set out to tie up the loose ends in her personal life. She finalized her divorce from Dan and began to explore a life with Peter.
I knew it was right because I could see it in her face. They were like little kids, just completely in love, and my feeling is that's the way it should be.
Peter, I think, really was looking for the same kind of stability, was looking for a partner, was not threatened in any way by Jennie's success.
Peter and I were crazy, crazy in love, just like inseparable from very early on.
The following summer, Jennie took off to Ireland to make her first feature film, My Brother's War. But before she left, she and Peter got some unexpected news. Jennie was pregnant.
It certainly wasn't something that was planned, but I totally embraced it from the moment I heard the words. I am a true believer that everything happens for a reason. So I knew that that was happening for a reason.
She said, I can afford to have this baby. I will be an amazing mother. If I have to do this alone, I can do this alone because I'm not alone. I have you and Dad and my sisters and all the support. And I said, absolutely.
I called in some people from the set, talked to them and said, you know, I love her, but we've got to protect her. And we protected her with camera angles, with clothes, with everything.
I had the distinct pleasure of directing the last episode we did, and Jennie was 7 months pregnant. I had her shopping in a shopping mall, so of course I just had her carrying, like, you know, 8 shopping bags right in front. Looked a little strange, but it hid the baby.
They were also supportive and great and surrounded me with that kind of love and support that I needed at that time.
Just ahead on Intimate Portrait, when a baby is born to 2 actors, it's not without a little drama.
It's so Hollywood. I was on my cell phone while I was delivering a baby.
When Lifetime's Intimate Portrait continues.